This is the starting point of our trek in Kande. So our trek for Mardi Himal base camp begins. It is said that a journey of 1,000 kilometers begins with the first step. We all were very much excited. A trek can be a very delightful and relaxing experience, particularly for those who love nature. It gives one an opportunity to be in close proximity to the scenic beauty. There is nothing that can beat the joy of trekking. After few kilometers, we realized that we are not in the mountains. The mountains are in us. We saw some local houses and suddenly the weather became cloudy. The way up to the top of the mountain is always longer than you think. Don't fool yourself, the moment will arrive when what seems so near is still very far. As we are stepping each step forward, we can feel that we are now in the mountains and they are in us, kindling enthusiasm, making every nerve quiver, filling every pore and cell of us. This is the last section of local houses. As you can see, it is totally covered in cloud. After that we will only get hotels and tents which can be rented accordingly. The moment we entered the jungle, it became almost dark. But the time was around 11 in the morning. All of a sudden the environment changed in a matter of time. And the forward path was densely surrounded with big tree and bushes with long branches. Sunlight could barely penetrate through the leaves of the tall trees.
प्लांट है ना, तो ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे काटेगा तो बर्निंग होता है और जैसे एंड काटेगा तो पूरा सूज जाता है, ऐसा सूज जाता है वो प्लांट से। तो नेवर कभी टच नहीं करना है। एक है और एक छोटा वाला होता है, ठीक है। ये बड़ा वाला है। ये जो है ना, ये सब काटा ना एकदम नॉर्मल सूज जाता है।
At around 11:30 we reached Australian camp. We rested there for 10 minutes. The campsite consists of a small field, hotels, guest houses and small shops. This beautiful trail leads to Annapurna Base Camp as well as Mardi Himal Base Camp. These are hotel options available before Pittam Durali. There were few small shops where you can buy winter clothing, bags, accessories and all. This is the map location of the entire area and the route of our trek. Now we are in Pittam Durali. The weather is very pleasant but cloudy. It was almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the guest house in Pittam Durali. We covered few more distances. As it says, you don't have to be a fantastic hero to do certain things to compete. You can be just an ordinary chap, sufficiently motivated to reach challenging goals. Climb the mountain not to plant your flag, but to embrace the challenge, enjoy the air and behold the view. Climb it so you can see the world, not so the world can see you. And at 1:30 in the afternoon we reached to our lunch spot and we had our lunch over there, which was Nepali dal bhat. This is the location where we rested for around 30 minutes and had our lunch. After the lunch, we started our trekking adventure once again. Now to our final destination for day 1, which was Forest Camp. Now the interesting part of our trek was leeches. These little bloodsuckers never gave up. Despite of thick boots and clothes, they still managed to bite us. One of our trekker friend got bitten by 4 leeches at the same time. He was given first aid and felt better. But our guide helped us getting rid of the leeches and taught us how to get rid of them. This section of the trek was recorded on a voice recorder. For a few minutes close your eyes, wear a headphone and feel the natural sound of the jungle environment. And suddenly from nowhere this cute dog came and stood in front of us and then accompanied us for a few kilometers. As you all can see, he was leading our path like a guide. It actually seems like as if he was our guide for a few kilometers for our trek. It was interesting to see such friendly dog in such a dense forest. He was leading our group like a leader, as you all can see that he was checking that if everyone is coming properly or not. That was amazing to see. We were very happy to have such a wonderful dog beside us. The weather was becoming cloudy as we are stepping deep inside the forest. As we crossed the tall trees, the guide marked them with a stick and said which way to go. We realized then how easily an inexperienced person could get lost in the jungle. The sky was almost invisible because of the canopy of leaves high above us. At the ground level, very thick vegetation grew in every possible direction. The air was moist and had a peculiar smell to it. We could hear the sound of insects and the chirping of birds. Though we could not see them. Except for some birds, we knew they were there. As you all can see, my camera is shaking. We could not stand properly at a single spot because the steps were very slippery and leeches were all over the forest. So we have to move constantly without stopping. This phase of the trek was very difficult as the elevation is getting higher. We have to push ourselves hard to conquer through the mountain. We had no idea how we would find a way through the bushes and trees. Our guide played an important role in helping us through different terrains of the jungle, as he knew every route of the mountain. I will introduce our guide and our porter in other episode. We just kept following the path which our guide took. He was our porter. He carried almost 55 kilograms of our luggage on his back. As it says, the people live in the mountains are very strong. And you all can see that the saying is absolutely true. He is above 50 years of age. And carrying this 55 kilograms on his back like a teenager. Hats off to this porter and all the porters around the world.
इसे कहते हैं चौतारा, जो कि रेस्ट करने के लिए, वॉकिंग करते करते रेस्ट करने के लिए, बैठने के लिए जगह होता है ना, तो ये बैठ सकते हैं यहाँ पे आके, ठीक है। फिर तो ये पवित्र एक रेस्ट रूम करके ये बनाया जाता है, यहाँ पे कोई गंदगी नहीं किया जाए, तो एक भगवान का इसके।
बट यहाँ पे कैन गिरा है।
हाँ तो गिरे लोगों को क्या कर सकते, ठीक है, इसके लिए ये बनाया जाता है, इसे कहते हैं चौतारा।
We trekked for few more kilometers. It was feeling like the route is never ending. But we motivated each other to move forward. At around 5:40 in the evening we reached a guest house before the forest camp. As it turned dark, the jungle seemed to get scarier. We could not see what's ahead of us. We have to take our steps very carefully. One false step and our life is in danger. Finally we reached forest camp, 2,600 meter, at around 6 in the evening. We can hear from a distance that a Nepali song is being played loudly. After reaching we had some tea and snacks. Only source of electricity supplied was solar power. So we have to use our head torch to go to the washroom. At around 9:30 p.m. we had our dinner, which is Nepali dal bhat. And that's how our day 2 ended and we went to sleep.